this has been going on for the last 4 or 5 years. I remember having a listing 4 years ago with one of these cash buyers that made an offer on one of my listings. And at the time, it wasn't very common for a cash buyer to pay close to market value or more. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining me on this week's episode of The Real Deal. This week, we're going to be talking about who are these buyers that are coming in and buying up our real estate. I want to make sure that you understand what you're competing against, but also, get a good idea, a good understanding of who's buying real estate and why, right? So a lot of people have the misconception that a lot of these buyers are coming in from, California, for example. Of course, there are buyers coming in from those, states, but that's not the majority. Arizona as a whole has people moving in from all different parts of the nation. We have really low taxes, and our income levels when people come here, they get paid pretty similar to what, if not more than what they were getting paid in their states. In addition, also, aside from lower property taxes, we also have lower payroll taxes. So you get to keep more of that money that you make. Right. So there definitely is a lot of out-of-state buyers that are coming in and buying. But for the most part, every out-of-state buyer that I've worked with personally, they're not buying cash. These aren't the cash buyers, right? They're just hardworking people that have that same dream of homeownership that we all have. They're coming over here because being able to buy a home is a possibility here in our beautiful state. So they are coming in, but they're not coming in with the cash offers that you guys are thinking about. The cash offers are coming in from big hedge funds, big investors. They're buying up our real estate, and they're buying and holding. And the reason why they're buying and holding is because real estate is a safe investment. There's a lot of talks about inflation in terms of the economy for the next couple of years. So a lot of big hedge funds are taking their money out of stocks and they're putting it into real estate. Real estate has been booming for the last 12, 15 years, and it will continue to boom. So these investors are coming in and they're buying real estate, and they're holding it, and they're waiting for the houses to continue to build, value over the next couple of years. Now, this isn't new. This has been going on for the last 4 or 5 years. I remember having a listing 4 years ago with one of these cash buyers that made an offer on one of my listings. And at the time, it wasn't very common for a cash buyer to pay close to market value or market value for a home. Cash buyer was always trying to lowball you, right? So when I received this offer, it was really strange to me at the time. And then I started looking at the tax records. I started looking at how many properties this buyer had purchased. In the last month, they had purchased 100 properties. So the writing was on the wall 4 years ago. This isn't recent, but it's just gotten a lot more crazy. There's a lot more of these buyers that are coming in and that are buying this real estate. Now these companies aren't just paying market value. They're paying above market value, right? So that is what you have to deal with as a buyer. That is what you want to compete against. And I promise you, it's not impossible to beat these out. I do it all the time. I have agents that tell me, hey, congratulations, you beat out a cash buyer. Congratulations, your offer was aggressive enough. So it's not impossible to go out there and compete. I promise. But you just want to make sure that you're well prepared. You want to make sure that you have a right strategy in place to go out there and compete. Now, sellers, these are the same iBuyers. These are the same ones that I talked about in my last video. You want to make sure that you have the opportunity to explore your options and put your house on the market and make sure that you can get top dollar. You can get the most money for your house if the situation permits it. And then, of course, you can get some of these more creative offers that we need for you to go and transition and purchase your next home. Now, that is the plus side for you as a seller. A lot of these iBuyers, a lot of these investors, they're buying at the entry-level price points. So typically the home that you're upgrading to, those aren't going to be targeted by investors so much, just homeowners that have equity that are willing to go out there and buy their next home. So hopefully this gives you a better idea of who you're competing against, gives you an idea of what's expected in this current market. And stop bashing on our brothers and sisters from slightly west or slightly north from us. It's not them that are buying cash. It's the big hedge funds. It's the suits. Thank you much, and have a great one.